Hi everybody, it's LorePerdomo here, sharing more valuable information about our wonderful world of real estate. Well, I wanted to share with you a lot of good information like any other Thursday. And the topic for today will be inspections. So, yeah, my name is LorePerdomo, one more time, with National Real Estate and Mi Casa Tu Casa, Florida. And well, we wanted to invite you to our YouTube channel where you will learn a lot about real estate. So we help buyers, sellers, investors, tenants to basically convert all those real estate rents into reality. So today's topic, it's about inspections, and I love to have this topic because we have a lot of questions about if they really need to do an inspection to the house, and the answer is yes. I definitely encourage every single buyer to do an inspection, even the sellers to do an inspection before they put the property for sale, because you know what you are selling, you know what you are purchasing. Now, inspection is not an obligation, it's not a requirement for the lender or for anyone, but for your own protection, get a home inspection. And the reason why is because you need to find out exactly what you are getting into it. You need to find out exactly what it's the condition of the property that you're purchasing in, and if this is the right move for you. So inspection, it's a professional inspector is a professional who basically are going to inspect the property and see what is the condition, right? It's very simple. Now there is a lot of components in the property that is very important for you to understand and why they need to inspect that. Some of those components are structural components like the roof, like the structure of the house. So they need to see if those structures are in a good shape, and if not, what they need to be done soon or now to bring the property to the condition or the standards conditions. Now, other components are like AC, the cooling system, or the heater system. Here in Central Florida, as you may know, we need air conditioner. So the AC is basically a component that it's going to be running most of the time, 24 hours and 365 days. So what do you expect for a component like that to be performing, right? So some people, some owners really take care of those components, but some people don't. So if you are buying a property that is basically tenant occupied and it's been rented for a while, most of the tenants, most of them, I don't say all of them, probably don't take care of the components like the AC as you should do, or as you pretend that they take care of them. So AC system, because it's a component that run all the time, needs to have maintenance, like regular maintenance, and also the filter needs to be replaced every month. So if you don't do that, obviously the system is not going to run as is expected. So the inspector needs to see if this component is going to last for how many more years, because when you're moving into the house, you need to budget if you need to replace this AC anytime soon, or you need to budget for probably 5, 7, 10 years. Now, interesting for me is that, like the A system, and I like to talk about the A system because it's something that we really need here, and again, it's running 24, 65 days per year. So they normally expect that the life of a system like this around 8 years, but in reality, they don't get more than 5 years of warranty. However, you can see systems that are 20 years old and are running completely fine. So what it brings my attention is because I normally mention this to my client. It's like the car. Normally after 5 years, the car, you are thinking that the car needs to be replaced, right? Or after 100,000 miles, you are considering to replace this car. And actually, this is me as well. But this car maybe keep running for many, many more miles, many more years, and it's still in good shape. But you need to be like changing, the oil, or changing things, the tires, changing things here and there to maintain the car in good condition. So it's exactly the same thing with the air conditioner. Okay. Other big component is the roof. So roof, it's very important to maintain it as well. And it depends what it's the cover of the roof. That will give you probably 15, 20, 25, or 30 years of life. So when the inspector go up there and take a look to the roof, they're going to see how old is the roof, number one, and if you have any active leak inside of the house because the roof. Now, the roof has different things around that probably leak. So they need to basically evaluate if this is something that you need to be taking care of soon, or probably will be something that you will be okay for, who knows how many years. There's other components in the house like the plumbing system, the electrical system, that are also very important in the house. And the reason why is because if you have an old plumbing system, the pressure of the water or the hot water can break the pipes. So like in the 70s, the 60s, like the copper piping was very common. That was the code back in that time. Same thing with the electrical. So there's certain wire components that was very, very popular back in that time. But as of today, the standards are different, and the insurance figured out that those components are not good anymore. So when the house has those components, they tend to increase the insurance policy of the houses, because they know that they are high risk. So that's why most insurance company, when you are quoting for an insurance, they request other types of inspection, like a 4 points or like a roof inspections, because they wanted to be sure what are those components in the house, and in base of that, they will determine if the house is in a risky position or it's not. So those are items that you probably don't know, because when you are looking for a house, the only thing that you're probably seeing is the layout, how big are the rooms, if this is the right house for your home. But there are certain things that you probably not worry, and we as a professional real estate agents needs to be looking at, because our job is also be sure that you are getting into a safe home. But as an agent, we don't have a professional inspector license, so we need to line on them and be sure that there will be a proper job for you to be able to determine if this is the right home for you. Now, an inspection can cost between 300, it can be more than 300. So a basic inspection for under 2,000 or 2,200 square feet home, it's about $300. But this is the general inspection. And this inspection can take between 3-4 hours, depending how big is the house. Obviously, when you are buying a larger home, the home inspection can be a little higher in price, and also it can take longer. And also, if the house is newer, the inspection will be a little faster. But when the house is older, it can take longer, because obviously it needs more details. Other important thing is that if the house is vacant, it will be way easier for the inspector to check. But if the house is if occupied, well, they need to be moving things around to be able to accomplish the inspection. Normally, you get the inspection report in the same time, in the same day, and you and me will be reviewing everything, and then we will see if this is the right home for you or not. Sometimes we will be able to renegotiate at that moment with the seller if this is a very important item, a structural item that it needs to be replaced or fixed right away, so we can kind of figure out with the seller if this is something that they are willing to do. If not, we need to decide if we just walk away from this house and look for a different home. Now, again, home inspection is not an obligation, it's not required, but it's for your own protection. So, and this is one of the one of the contingencies in the loan process. If we decide that this is not the right home because it needs a lot of work and we're probably not willing to do this work, so the inspection gives us the right to cancel the contract, get the money back from the escrow, and walk away from this commitment. Now, there's other inspection, as I mentioned before, the roof inspection, the 4-point inspection. So each inspection may cost $75 in addition to the main inspection, that is the general inspection. And we're trying to do everything at the same time, because what better to take advantage that we are already in the house, and they will be able to take all those additional steps to get this additional inspection. Now, other inspection that is very common here in Central Florida is the the termites inspection. So there are different termites that may attack the house. So we need to determine if the house previously has any termites in the property, or it may have termites right now. So those inspections will help us to figure out if this again is the right home for you. So hope this information makes clear a lot of questions that you may have, and we are always open to answer any of those additional questions that we didn't address today. So give us a call, 407-913-9388. And remember, my name is LorePerdomo, my team Mi Casa Tu Casa with National Real Estate, and we are here to help you convert all those dreams into reality. See you next time. Ciao, ciao.